Hello everybody. I was asked to do a complete video from the beginning of my concentrate to the end, and I thought I had explained it adequately enough, especially given that it can take 6 hours or longer, that it would be understood. And I do have each part in separate videos, but I've staged it now so I can explain to you each point along the way. Okay, so here we go. Okay, first off, I have fresh plant matter. Now, if you were doing dried plant matter, there's some differences. With the fresh plant matter, you need to use 70% alcohol or greater to break down and strip the chemicals and start breaking it down into your pot. So my 70% or more is my Everclear, and if you notice, it actually says 95%. So just enough to really get some stuff wet. It really is a splash. Now I'm using the same plant matter I started last night because I just didn't need to start a whole nother process when I've got this right in its opening stages. So I walk away from it with the grain alcohol over the plant, and I leave it for an hour or more. Now that's up to you. Let it start breaking down. Now what I've been doing is called a dual action decoction. This starts the process, the alcohol. Then what you're going to do is however much plant matter you have, double it with water. Now I've tried several different amounts of water to add, and this is where you get into ratios, the kind of plant it is, and what you are trying to extract out of it. That's very technical, and if you want to look into that on how to do it, go for it. I want y'all to learn everything. But I've found that double the amount of water to the plant material is the key. So what I do is I turn it on medium at first to get it to a simmer. That's going to bring it up to a simmer, and when I can see that getting hot and steam starting to come up, I'm going to turn it all the way down to low and just let it cook. Then I'm going to check it. I'm going to check the color of the liquid in it. Now, let's hope I can. I'm just going to bring the camera over here because y'all know about my trimmers. I'll start shaking, it'll spill everywhere. So you see right there where I've already started cooking this. That's a light brown color. That's not what we want. We want it as dark brown as it can get, even to an inky, almost black color. So each time you come in to check it, you're just stirring and you check it. You make sure it does not ever go to a boil. What you want is it hot enough for steam to come up, and that's what you're trying to get to. Now, if you can find a happy medium between your temperature of where it's keeping it right at a simmer, that's good. But I still have not quite found that yet. I'm close to honing in on it, but everybody's stove is different. So, let's say that this is all done. And I'm going to turn that off because it's way too hot to start this. And we're going to pretend like I have strained this out. It's the right color. I've strained it out. And what you do with your leftovers is entirely up to you. Now, you have cooked the healthy chemicals out of the plant matter. So, if you want to eat it, you can. I mean, some of it's tasty after, I mean, it's no different than any other grain. But all of your juices that have the medicine in it are in your liquid. So then, hopefully you have come up with a very dark brown like this. And this is pretty typical. It can certainly be a darker brown than that. But what you're going to do, and since this eye is still hot, you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to bring it to a simmer, but you're going to leave the lid off this time. You're going to let the water evaporate and the chemicals concentrate. And you're just going to keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. And now, I want y'all to see, you see the difference in that color? Now, I can actually cook this down more. I've actually been using this mix myself, so I'm actually quite pleased with it. This is my personal jar. And it's only cereola. This jar is only cereola. I think it was the full moon gathering of the cereola. But you see how dark it is. So I'm pleased with this. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it over into a jar. Whatever container you want. But you see where I leave this little bit of a gap. Now you can leave a little bit more, but you're wanting to leave a little bit of a gap because the alcohol cooked off of the preparation as it was heating. But you want a little alcohol to preserve it. Now the reason I like the decoction, concentrate, better is because I don't like that heavy alcohol taste. And even when I make a tincture that's all alcohol, if it's for me, I water it down. I use half the amount of what the container is of water and add to it. So, what you're going to want to do is you've left a little bit right there. Well, just pour it up till it gets to a little even level. That's not much. Now, that's going to be whatever you want. Whatever amount of alcohol you can stand. Typically, even cough syrups have 25% alcohol in it. Well, you have to do math to figure that stuff out. And I'm opposed to math. As a matter of fact, I fired off some strongly worded emails to some people in higher positions of authority that we really need to do something about this math, because it's getting out of control, y'all. So you've got this now. You're going to put your lid on it. You want to label it. This one was my cereola. I gathered it on June the 19th. And this is the one that I personally use. Now, all my props came out of this big 32 ounce right here. It's a quart jar. And so I'm going to put it all back in there. But this is the whole process. You take the fresh plant material, you cook it down till it's dark brown, the liquid's dark brown. Then you strain that off. You cook it down some more until it's even darker. And when it's the color that you want, then you pour that into your jar, cap it off with a little alcohol, and then you're good to go. So I hope that that was a better explanation of bringing all the steps into this at one time, from start to finish. And until my next video, y'all have a good evening, stay cool, and goodbye.